Alright, 7th grade, let's go ahead and talk about some of the different projects that we're going to be doing throughout the next semester. First of all, you should know that on my website at mrsrousartclass.weebly.com, which is also located at the bottom of your handout with the rules and expectations, that you can go onto my website and you can see examples of all of the different projects that I'm going to be showing you today. So to begin with, we have one here on perspective drawing. So with our perspective drawing, I'll just go to this page and kind of show you on my website. There's examples of what we're going to be doing. There's also, this is some students at work. We also have some information. Usually we'll have some videos that sometimes other people have made. Sometimes I also have ones that I have made to get you started, and if you ever need to review anything on your own, you can do that. So my website can be very, very useful. So beyond my website, what I'd also like to show you today is some information about the different projects that we're going to be doing. So the semester that we're going to be spending together, we have a 3rd quarter and a 4th quarter, and for 3rd quarter we're going to spend our entire quarter on 2D art. That's going to be drawing and painting. So anything flat is going to be our 3rd quarter. Our 4th quarter, which is our 2nd quarter in art, is going to be all of our 3D art. So that's going to be all of our building sort of things. So that includes our clay and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 2D and our 3D. So to begin with, we're going to be attempting in our 2D quarter, we're going to be attempting 6 projects. So something you should know about the 2D quarter is it does go a little bit faster than the 3D quarter. So the 2D projects, they don't take as much material prep, so it does tend to go a little bit faster. To begin with, we are going to be starting off with simple shapes and shading. This is one that you're going to be learning how to see things and get what you see and put it down on paper a little bit better. And also we're going to do some review on shading. So here we have one that we're going to be taking our simple shapes, and we will be starting this tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to make them look more three-dimensional, how to make things look a little bit more realistic. This is a beginner project, and with this one I want to let everybody know that if you've had art before, you've got a little bit of an advantage, but if you have not had art before, that's okay. We're going to get you guys set up, and this also helps me to, this lesson also helps me to show or to understand where you're at with your art skills. Alright, our next one, this one we did a little bit differently. You saw this on the front page of my web page, and on this one, this is perspective drawing. This one we saved a little bit later in the quarter for 1st quarter, and I think we'll be doing the same. It turned out extremely well, where instead of just drawing random perspective buildings of anywhere, we actually took digital cameras and went downtown Waterloo and did some sightseeing, learned some of the history of Waterloo, and I would like to do the same with this class, where we take a little bit of a field trip and we talk about Waterloo and the perspective. And in perspective, that's how to make some things appear as if they are larger and closer to you, and in your drawing make it more three-dimensional so that things get further and further away and they get smaller in appearance and on your paper. So that helps with your dimension. We have a painting project, and with this painting project we're going to be studying the art of Georgia O'Keeffe. And Georgia O'Keeffe is a famous watercolor painter, and she's famous for 2 different parts of her career. First of all, she's famous for painting flowers. She does lots and lots of paintings of flowers, and the other thing is she is famous for painting skulls. So if you've ever noticed in my art room, I do have a glass cabinet up front that has a bunch of skulls in it, and you've wondered what those are for. Well, this is the project that those are for. So we'll be drawing and painting with that one. We'll be doing an online project. This is architecture. So we're going to be talking about the career of an architect, what they're responsible for. Here I just have some very general layout plans of a building that an architect would draw. The program that we're going to be using, however, is much more in depth, and it's called floorplanner.com. And with Floor Planner, you are able to build your rooms online and rearrange them You're also able to view them three-dimensionally, so you can see what it looks like as you're building it, and we'll be talking about the different aspects of being an architect. This is a project that kind of goes in between your 2D and your 3D units. So with this one, this is string art, and you start out with a very geometric design on paper. Now once you understand the geometric design that you make in lines, after you do that, we go ahead and this is a poster board, and with your poster board you're going to poke some holes, and you'll be doing some very basic sewing skills, and with your sewing you're going to be making that same geometric design. Once again, this one's kind of in between a 2D art and a 3D art, so I try to wait a little bit later in the quarter to do this one. We have a computer animation and GIF project. So with this one, computer animation, you start out with a storyboard of some kind, and you make a sequence of pictures, and with your sequence of pictures something happens that you're telling a story, and with your story then on the computer you time it so that it looks as if something is moving. And we've got a couple different ways to do this, and if we have time we do this on Movie Maker, and Movie Maker allows you to put titles and credits and things. We did not quite have enough time last quarter, so we went ahead and made them GIFs, and a GIF is an online program that can put it together in a file that is a GIF, or sometimes people say GIF, and what people do with that is you can put it on websites, you can upload it places, and kind of enjoy showing that different places. So another one we have, I'd like to go ahead and show you our 3D. Alright, I have our 3D quarter up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing. Remember, this is fourth quarter, and with our different projects, we are going to attempt to finish 5 projects. Now I should also let you know that when I say that we're going to be attempting, it's my goal to get you through 5 projects and 6 on the 2D. However, it kind of depends on what the class needs. I'm not going to, my deadlines are not hard, like you have 8 days to finish this. Instead, I try to let the class give the class the time that you need. So we'll go ahead and talk about that when it comes a little bit closer. So one of the projects we did not get to last semester is a 3D modeling program. This is called Google SketchUp, and this is something that we definitely do in 8th grade. But with our 3D modeling, we learn how to think three-dimensionally, not only on paper but also on a computer model. This is one that I am hopeful to get to this semester. You have the advantage of being here 3rd and 4th quarters. Usually 3rd and 4th quarters are a little bit longer than first semester, so we'll be probably having at least an extra week than, so I do expect to get to this one. Something else we're going to be doing is 2 clay projects. For our 2 different clay projects, we're going to be spending some time making coil pots. With our coil pots, they can be very decorative. So we have one here that's very decorative. The advantage of a coil pot is you can make it any shape that you would like. So you can see that there's a lot of movement with coil pots. Our other project that we're going to be doing, usually we do this one first. I should have the other one first, but usually we do this one first, and this is a pinch pot project. So what I have here is, we have a nice little polar bear, but if we were to see him on the inside, he is 2 different pinch pots. So if you kind of imagine like a little bowl that I'm drawing here, and then we have a second bowl that is turned upside down that goes this way. So we have 2 pinch pots that are stuck together, and then we have all of the additions that are added onto the top of your or the sides of your pinch pot. So with this one, everything turns out to be very round. So we have like the big round polar bear for this one. Another project that my last quarter, my second quarter, absolutely got to and enjoyed is something very different that I don't think I had very many people have any experience with. But with this one, this is a metal design project. With the metal design, you are given a flat sheet of metal, so a square of metal or a rectangle of metal, and then you are using saws to cut out the design and shape of your project. So this one is it's actually a magnet on the back, and this one's our dragon. Alright, hopefully we will get through all of those and enjoy a semester of art together.